You are now on the golden path. It's July 21st, and welcome to the S Rank Media Club. Today, we'll be talking about the Dune movie from last year, and that'll be in depth with full spoilers. And also, we'll be ranking Final Fantasy VII, or I will be. Kudro will be ranking Comey Can't Communicate Season 1. And then we've got a new segment, Steam Review of the Week, where we will guess a Steam game based on its review. Anyways, Quinn, how's your week been?
Pretty good. I finished up the season 1 of Demon Slayer, so finished that last night. I thought it was really good. I know they made a movie for, I believe, between season 1 and season 2, so I think that's what I'm gonna watch next. It's I don't know, it's just a really good series. I just kept wanting to watch it. I didn't think that the episodes were like too long or anything like that. I thought they were really good and packed with a good amount of action. And I don't remember what day it was, but I stayed up till 2 a.m. one night. I had to keep watching the episode after episode because it was like always just leaving me wanting more, and it was not good. But yeah. So I'm probably gonna try and catch the movie here this week and then start on season 2. So I'll keep with updates on that. Would recommend the first season's on Netflix. I think it's also on Crunchyroll or I forget the other one. What's the other anime streaming? Funimation, I think.
Well,
they don't have their own service, do they? I mean, Sony owns all of them, right?
Now they do, yeah. So I think they're currently in the process of combining their libraries. I don't know what that's going to look like in the future, though. I know, most of the things, though, that were exclusively on Funimation, though, I know, a lot of them are moving over to Crunchy at the very least.
Okay. Yeah, so wherever you can watch it, I'm sure you can find either Crunchyroll or a Funimation when that merger is happening, I guess. I also got into the Multiverses beta last night. So right now it's closed beta, but they have Twitch drops for keys for the game for the open beta or closed beta, I guess right now. It's going to go open. I'm not sure what date it is. I believe this weekend maybe. So like either Friday or Saturday, I think it's supposed to go live open.
Gotcha, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, you can watch a stream for an hour on Twitch, and then it should give you a drop, and you can either play Xbox, Steam, or PS5, PS4, maybe, I don't know, PlayStation. As far as playing it, I thought it was a lot of fun. It's like it's a stage fighter, so like Super Smash Bros.
Okay.
And it's really unique in the way that there's duos, so like you play 2v2, but there's also mechanics within that 2v2 that like allow you to do certain things. Like you can save your partner from falling off depending on the character, stuff like that. So and all of the different characters have unique abilities and move sets. So it's I would definitely recommend checking it out if you're into those types of games.
Gotcha. I mean, Super Smash Brothers has team fights. You can do 2v2 there.
Right. But I guess I can give one example of you can play as Wonder Woman. And she has her golden lasso, right?
Okay.
So one team advantage for her is if your teammate's falling off the side, she can throw her lasso and grab them from falling off.
Okay.
And that's like kind of a team mechanic that you can use, and that you wouldn't be able to use in 1v1 or all versus or a 1v1v1v1 sort of thing. So
gotcha.
I think that's pretty unique, and it's a Warner Brothers game, so the vast IP like that they can work with is pretty incredible. So I know they're planning to add more characters and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I would definitely recommend it.
I gotcha. Interesting. It's just hard to see. It's hard to think of anything like challenging Super Smash Brothers for that like game type, but maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. I think it has a chance just because I mean, Smash Bros. Ultimate, it released what now? Going on 5 years ago,
Yeah.
right around there.
Oh,
So
it's been that long?
I think it dropped in 2017, 2018.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
look
All
that up
right.
real quick. But I think like one of the big things is like if people are looking for a new experience and they
Yeah.
are platform fighters, then I could definitely see where this game might pick up a following. Oh, and
Interesting.
it was December 7th, 2018. So
Okay.
but I guess
Still getting there.
about 3.5
Right.
years.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, people are still playing immediately, so
I think the biggest draw is the different characters you can play as, because you can play as Bugs Bunny, you can play
Scorpion.
as Superman, you can play as Batman, you can play as what's her name from Arya Stark from Game of Thrones. You can play as Cartoon Network
Well,
characters. Jake
they're
and Finn.
adding, yeah, they're adding Scorpion like LeBron James, was it? I think that's what
they're
I
supposed
heard
to have
on.
LeBron James. Yep.
Yeah, Jeff
What?
Grubb said that. um, interesting. Kudra, what was your week like?
Well, as you kind of alluded to in the intro, I did finish season 1 of Comey Can't Communicate. So, which I mean, I can say overall that I enjoyed it. It's 24 episodes, are all out on Netflix. I don't word's out on if we'll get a season 2 or not though. So,
Well, how can you? I mean, did she make all the friends now? Is she past her problems? Is she
uh,
past her anxiety?
no, we're making progress though. We're making progress. I mean, compared to where she was in episode 1, where it's like she can't even talk to Todno. Like all of her communication is just in writing and all that. She can't really speak. You see, I mean, she still struggles with it by the end of the series, but like at the very like the last one of the last scenes of the season is like her actually having like this one-on-one conversation with Tadano. And like she's actually able to like talk to him. So you see progress being made at the very least with regards to her problems.
Gotcha. I still haven't watched anymore. I won't say I wouldn't ever watch anymore, but I can't guarantee I'll ever watch another episode.
No, I mean that I don't think that shows for everyone. I mean, I appreciate the fact that it exists. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not for a comedy anime. It's not bad. I mean, even if it's probably not a fully accurate portrayal, I appreciate the fact that like it exists. To like just to say it's like some people do struggle with this.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I said like I mean if a season 2 drops, I will certainly watch it at the very least. You'd probably, I mean, as far as the character, I mean, I guess as far as, I mean, the story is just kind of like, a daily thing. The overarching plot, obviously, being Comey trying to make more friends. Characters themselves just feel a little static at times. I mean, I feel like outside of Tadano and Comey, you don't really see a lot of character developments from a bunch of the other cast, which I mean, I guess is okay. I mean, you have a bunch of characters to balance, so I understand that's probably hard to do. But, and other than that, though, it definitely looks like the anime is moving from a comedy to a rom-com, which, I mean, let's be honest, we saw that coming from episode 1. So, and then you have the anime romance tropes, which can just get frustrating sometimes to watch. So we'll see how that goes. At the very least, though, I will say in this particular case that they do go down that road with the romance tropes of things like, the couple, like, the two people in question can just never confess or be honest with themselves about it. At least in this case, it's somewhat justified. So,
right.
But I mean, as far as season 1 goes, I mean, I'd give it a B. It's solid. I enjoyed it. I think if you are looking for a rom-com anime, you can do far worse than this. I mean, other than that, I did go ahead and on Quinn's suggestion, I watched The Sea Beast this week on Netflix, which was a really good movie. I know like a lot of people were talking like How to Tame Your Dragon with comparisons to that. I think Quinn even mentioned that last week. I definitely saw a lot more like PG Moby Dick though.
It's a good point.
I mean that's just like what I was thinking the entire time. Like because you have this captain and he's just so fixated on killing this sea beast, and then that drives most of the drama in the story.
Yeah, it's definitely an essential part of the story that kind of makes it move, because without the sea beast, obviously there's no movie.
Mm-hmm. And then the captain just constantly pushing. It's like we gotta hunt this creature no matter what it takes. But yeah, I mean it was a solid film. I don't know if I'd go quite as high as A on it, but I think it'd be a B plus. I mean, I think some of the tropes and themes that you see in that movie are maybe a little derivative of things that we've seen before, but I still think it stands on its own well enough as a movie.
I gotcha.
I mean, the only other thing I really did this week, I did watch all of Miss Marvel on Netflix, not on Disney Plus. Wow, flub.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, which is now our newest Marvel superheroine.
Gotcha.
Would you recommend it?
It's okay. I mean, like the big thing here is like if you like Marvel properties, I mean, there's more Marvel to enjoy now. But if you don't, I probably would like for someone who like is either lukewarm on Marvel or someone who just doesn't like it. I mean, like nothing about Miss Marvel is really going to change your mind on that one.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the Disney Plus thing for me is that I don't care much about Marvel and I don't care a ton about Star Wars anymore. So Disney Plus kind of feels like it's got a lot of that.
And more incoming.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'll bring on our guest for this week now, Josh Lieto. Here is to function as our Dune expert. Hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh. We don't have audio. It doesn't sound like.
Josh, we have no audio. How do I?
I think it's on his end.
Yep.
Josh is talking to us, but nobody can hear him.
Is your mic muted, Josh?
Sounds like he doesn't have audio either. Because
check your.
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh no!
Unfortunately. I don't think it's on our end, is it?
I don't think so. It looks like you're good to go. I don't know why you're muted. Yeah, you're showing not muted here. We can't hear you. Well, I guess I'll talk about my week then. So, I finished the Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC, the Intergrade DLC. And it still kind of held up. I think with that game, some of my favorite music in any RPG I've played before. I love the stuff they do with the music in that game. I feel like there's a lot of variation in that game with the music. And
did I just interrupt?
No. Yeah, you can hear you. Yeah,
you guys can hear you.
You can hear you now. Just hold for a sec.
I forgot that I'm opened it in Safari, and for some reason Safari, I forgot that Safari does not. It's my default browser. So yeah, I got the Firefox up and running now. You know.
Great.
So so Colton asked me to come here today because we're going to talk about Dune today. So I have in front of me a stack of Dune books with the only one worth reading visible. So beneath this book are all the other Dune books that are shit, and you don't need to read them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and that's my very forceful opinion. My week's been great. I play Rocket League every day. Currently plat 2 across the board. I watched Sea Beast 2, so I heard you guys talking about that. I loved Sea Beast. My first problem was when the monster first showed up, it looked so fake because it was so big and the texture was so different than everything else. But then I actually, over the course of the movie, the one thing I loved was that as they got closer to the monster and as they were like traveling on the monster and that, like it actually, you realize like up close, the texture is like that of like a whale's skin or something, which is supposed to be like glossy and kind of monochrome. And so I actually really appreciated the animation and I mean, oh my god, the detail in some of the detail in the movie was amazing. Like I don't know, it just looked visually beautiful to begin. So that's great. I love the plot. Thought it was great. Yeah, a little bit derivative, and it was also linked a little bit, I think, as my wife pointed out. It was linked to because the person that was the director was also the person who did Luca. You guys have ever heard of that one or seen that one? It's like
I
a
haven't
similar.
seen it, but I have heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a similar movie, right? Broadly similar, but yeah. What else? I think that's what else. Oh, I've been watching this thing called Gurren Lagann. You guys ever heard of that?
I love that anime.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's got like my friend told me he was watching it, so I thought I would check it out. And I kind of have no idea what's happening in it, but it's really pretty, and there's it looks cool, and I get the basic idea, which is like what it's like in the future, and like people have to live underground or whatever, and like they fight on the surface or whatever. Anyways, that's been an interesting one.
What episode are you on?
Oh, there's like 27 episodes, right? And like the first, I'm only on like episode 5 or something like that. Like I just put it, just like put it on in the background, and it's partly my fault that I don't really, but also, I kind of struggle with anime because it's just kind of, some of it's so cheesy, like some of it's so corny that I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it in some sense. But it let me put it this way: it's not turning out to be as good as it looked when I read the description. but yeah, it's supposed to be good though. It's supposed to be a classic. So maybe I just haven't given it its proper due.
Gotcha.
It's definitely a classic. Like, I mean, I've watched Gurren Lagann a couple of times. It is. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a Studio Trigger work, even though like it definitely, like, if you watch a Studio Trigger anime nowadays, like it's all over it, and it's because a lot of the staff that worked on it went over to Studio Trigger from Studio. Oh God, was it Gainax? Yeah, I think it was Gainax. But yeah, it's like it's basically what happens when Japan asked this particular studio to make a Saturday morning cartoon, and it just turns into this insane, over the top. I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know.
You've got action. Word. You've got action. You've got sex appeal. You've got like rule of cool, like awesomeness. Like the opening shot of the whole series is like these dudes on a spaceship, and they're like, "So are you telling me that every star in the sky is actually one of my enemies?" Because it's like this enemy fleet that's attacking them. And I was like, and they did a. Let me put it this way: these guys know how to make beautiful art, because I was like, it blew my mind. Fun
fact about that opening scene: it has no payoff whatsoever.
Well, there's a Kudrow. I'm only on episode 5. They don't come back around.
Why'd you have to take that away from him?
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, well, it does and it doesn't. I mean, like, you're still kind of going to get the themes out, like, in that area. But, like, as for the scene itself, like, the Word of God has explicitly stated that, like, that scene was kind of written before the series was fully made. And so then it just kind of ended up being, like, a really cool opening scene. Is kind of what it amounted to.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the anime definitely effectively runs on, the entire universe runs on rule of cool and manly spirit. That's it.
Yes, that's it. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, it's yeah. So what else? I mean, that's it. What I haven't really been doing much this week. I watched this Netflix show, the more recent seasons, called the Toys That Made Us.
I watched a couple episodes of that show, and I feel like it got a little boring after a while.
Yeah, no, I don't want to watch like anymore now. Like watched yesterday, I watched like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode, which was interesting. And I really liked the Lego episode, but it's one of those things where like, yeah, it's kind of the same, because it's just
Right.
like the story of toy companies and like how these people in the 70s and 80s were trying to get like their toys made and the movies made. And yeah, it was really interesting though, and it re-stimulated my drive to want to make toys. So it just was really, they have such love and appreciation for the toys, in that like the people who made that show, you can tell are like they pay attention to the details, as like toy collectors are like known as like the most anal retentive and like most like punishing, um but anyways, yeah, so that's about it for me for this week.
Gotcha. So, as I was talking about before, Final Fantasy VII Remake finished the DLC and the music. I absolutely love the music in that game. I think it might be some of my favorite music in any RPG game. And I was saying just the way I feel like there's so many different renditions of all the songs too, and I feel like there's so many different musical styles they touch into, and the way like for less kind of important boss fights, you have lighter boss music, and then sometimes it just goes into full blaring like heavy boss battle music, and you're in the shit then. Like that a lot. I kind of like all the characters. Like Barrett's hilarious.
I mean, it was
Some
in the
great
original too, so
Yeah, but to watch him act him out fully, like when he says, "I'm not a planetologist," that's probably that would have been the line of the game. But yeah, Barrett's one lines are probably the greatest dialogue in that game. And that battle system also, like I like turn-based battles, but the way that the battle system works in that remake is probably my favorite of anything so far. I really, and I would argue that it has some influence from Final Fantasy 13. I think Kingdom Hearts too, but the way Final Fantasy 13 uses a stagger gauge, and you kind of can control the abilities of your different teammates in battle, because the 7 remake revolves heavily around that stagger gauge. The stagger gauge stuff reminded me of playing Final Fantasy 13.
are you? Was it Final Fantasy 13? I don't, because like I played a lot of that, and I don't remember the stagger gauge in that one.
Yeah, it was in 13.
Because that was more turn-based and such. Maybe I'm misremembering it. It has been a while.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never played any of them, so I can't give an opinion.
My brother bought Kingdom Hearts when I was in high school, and he was a couple years younger than me. And I remember playing and being like, "What is this, and what is happening in this game? I have no idea what this is about."
Yeah, you don't want to play that game ever.
About to say Kingdom Hearts unless you're like a Kingdom Hearts diehard. I imagine most people don't really know what's going on in Kingdom Hearts anymore.
That's Final Fantasy and Disney together, correct?
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, I'm trying to think, because after Final Fantasy characters appeared in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, and they haven't really, I don't remember them really being seen since then.
Yeah, Square was like, "Hey, we gotta save our IPs from this Kingdom Hearts thing, so we're gonna need to pull those out of there."
It does seem like after 2, there's definitely a much stronger focus on the Disney characters.
Yeah.
I haven't played 3. I don't know if I will. But from what I've seen, like I don't remember. From what I've seen, I haven't seen like any Final Fantasy characters really appearing there. It seems like at this point it's all just Kingdom Hearts characters and Disney characters.
Gotcha. So back to the Final Fantasy VII remake. Just continuing on what I had said previously about this game last week, or 2 weeks ago. Yeah. It really just is my favorite battle system to date. I love the way the story's told. I think it works great. I had fun playing the mini games, and some of that might be related to nostalgia. There's definitely a smidge of that there. So I just can't find any reason not to rank it an S. And I think if you don't have the nostalgia for it, I could say call it an A. But with my nostalgia for like old RPGs and just how much I love that battle system, just how cool everything was, like the graphics are great, and the materia system, I just had so much fun with it. And I have to go with an S. I was debating between A plus and S, but my nostalgia puts me over the edge to S. I want to play more with that battle system. I hope the other Final Fantasy games kind of follow that battle system, which I think they might be. But
I haven't played any after 13. I don't know about 15. I know that
Gotcha.
uses a different battle system, which Final Fantasy VII Remake
well,
may be more.
so the
similar to.
developer of Final Fantasy 16 came out and said it's not turn based. So I don't know what it is, but it's not turn based, not like strictly turn based.
Yeah,
in the classic
feel like
sense.
I feel like most RPGs nowadays are kind of moving away from the turn-based battle systems.
Right. Which, yeah, makes sense. I had a lot of fun with that 7 one. Yeah. Other than that, this week, so all the rage right now is the game Stray, which I decided to pick up, and I got to play a little bit last night. I only played an hour and a half, so I don't know. I can't take much from that. You go through a beginning part of the game where it's kind of like letting you kind of play around with the controls, and so you go through a lengthy period of that, and then you start getting into some of the story. And I haven't been pulled in by it yet, but it's only been an hour and a half, so I'll hold any judgment on it. Probably next week I'll have some stuff to say about it. But yeah, I don't want to spoil any of it now here.
Do you get to design your cat, or is it the
No,
same
it's
cat?
it's that orange cat in the like trailers and stuff. There's a
Okay.
cat. There's actually a cat it's modeled after, I believe.
Okay.
But you'd think it'd be easy for them to like put different skins in there.
Right.
Who knows?
I think what I'm most curious about is you have that cat backpack.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
the Stray and the fat cat backpack crossover
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I want to see what that looks like.
Sorry, I don't have it yet. I ordered it.
Oh,
I will
okay.
show it when I get it. I think it's supposed to ship in August.
Oh wow, that long, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they had so the first drop is sold out and there's a second drop. I don't know if that one's still available, but the second drop ships in September. So the first drop is all sold out. Yeah. So with that, we can move on to our group media experience for this week, which was the movie Dune from 2021. So I can give a quick synopsis of the movie here. Paul Atreides, a brilliant and gifted young man born into a great destiny beyond his understanding, must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure the future of his family and his people as malevolent forces explode into conflict over the planet's exclusive supply of the most precious resource in existence. Only those who can conquer their own fear will survive. So I guess I'm just going to start this off. Dune is an S. Changed my mind.
You can't
Well,
be serious.
considering that it's a made up rating that you created, I guess you can have that one. No, I'm just kidding. I thought it was a great movie too. I actually loved the 2021 Dune. And I say that as a person who obviously loves Dune. So I haven't shown you guys this yet, but these are all the books. But this is like
wow.
they released all of these because for a long time it was really hard to get. They made like one edition of the Dune books, and it just took them forever. So just a couple years ago, they released all of them actually in like the same style, right? So everybody was like, "Oh, I gotta buy all of those." But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I don't think I would. I don't think I would try to change your mind that it's an S. What do you guys think, Quinn and Kudrow?
You can go ahead first, Kudrow.
I don't know. I feel like the problem with this movie, and almost why I'd be hesitant to rank it, because I didn't know this going in, is that it's part 1. So I almost feel like as I'm leaving the first part of the movie, because I haven't read the books, I feel like I'm left with more questions than answers that'll probably be resolved in later movies. But I mean, as far as the movie itself goes, I mean, it's very intriguing. The political nature of things was very interesting. How that all played out. The relationships between the characters were interesting. Cinematography was great.
Mhm.
I definitely have no complaints about that.
It was very dark, like literally dark. So, some people don't like that.
I liked the cinematography and the costume design and the visuals. I feel like so many times and so many things I watch, that kind of stuff, it'll be like almost too extravagant and it'll kind of
Mhm.
pull you out of the immersion into the world. And I feel like when I'm watching this, the world is very, just from looking at it, it's very like visually grounded. I feel like something about watching this movie, it's just like, wow, this is so cool. And it's not like there's not some outlandish like outfits or things to like pull me out of the world where it's like, oh, that's kind of, you know. And
Well, what do you think about those still suits? The suits that they wear in the desert, because the crotch area was way too pronounced, in my opinion. It just looked weird. The suit itself was okay, but it's a pretty disgusting concept that you would
Yeah.
recycle your own sweat and everything.
Right.
But it works. I think it's coherent.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean we do that now on a societal level.
Right.
Well, with
But
water
it's just
filtration.
it's something strange about like using your own bodily fluids and like it's just it's obviously meant to be a little bit of a gross out factor, but also like
Mhm.
whoa, crazy, insane future technology.
Right. Sci-fi.
Right.
you will.
Exactly. Science fiction.
Go ahead, Quinn.
I was just gonna say, my kind of like thoughts on the movie. I honestly got a little bored. Maybe that's not a
Fair
very
enough, dude.
common opinion, but it like I did like the visuals, but I guess some of them I thought were a little too long. Maybe
Gotcha.
I don't know. So it was like I'd be watching it, and then you get one of those dreams or one of those types of scenes, and I'm like, okay, like I get what they're doing.
Mhm.
Pretty mysterious, like kind of trying to allude to certain things that are going to happen later down the line. And I don't know, it's somehow it didn't click with me, but I do
Gotcha.
understand if you take it as it's the first part, they're going to continuously dive deeper into all these different aspects of the plot.
Well, I
think
didn't
that
know.
helps a little bit.
I didn't know that it was gonna stop there. I thought that, to me, that was like end of the second act. To me, by the time they
Right.
got to the point where they ended, I was like, okay, now we go and like now we really see the universe, right?
Right.
But they end it like, I think I have it. But if you get this is Dune, right? But they did this. This is how much they did. So there's still this much left of the book. But there's also, even in this little bit of portion they did, what, 3? They're gonna do 3 movies. You're saying, Colton? Yeah. They
Is it all
can.
gonna? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Oh, I was just like clarifying question. I mean, like they're taking just the first Dune book and making that into 3 movies.
No, it's 2 is what they've said.
So they're
But-
gonna also include this piece of crap, Doom Messiah. Yeah, this book. What's this is analogous to, what is that Lord of the Rings content? That one it's like the something of the Shire. It's like after the Lord of the Rings. There's like basically it's like an epilogue. It's like the story of the Shire or something. But I can't remember what it's called, but like people didn't like it because it was basically like the bad guys. I think like I don't remember, but like this book, basically they spend this many pages building up this hero, and then they take this many pages to completely destroy him. Right? So like they build this whole universe and then they just kind of break it with this book. In my opinion, not everybody would agree with that. Especially Dune fans, because there's a lot of very hardcore Dune fans, and I do count myself in that group. But I really felt very. It felt like it ended short. It ended soon to me. I also felt that if I did not read the books with such an eye to detail, because I was mentally going in my head and I was like, okay, this is where they're at in the book and this is where they're at in the movie, and they actually cut out some big stuff that a lot of people got really, really upset about. But they were just like,
people got upset about Dune.
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
say.
yeah, right. Yeah. It's Star Wars for nerds, right? So yeah,
I like how you slander both bases there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it was actually kind of hard for me to follow a little bit. Like I legitimately hear what you're saying, Quinn, because like there's a lot of stuff where like they just have like one line of dialogue and you're supposed to get some big thing from that.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I was in awe of the visuals the first time and a bit lost. My second watch, I absolutely loved the movie way more than I did the first watch. It's like I was making sense of more things the second time I watched that movie. The first time I was like, wow, this is awesome. These visuals are really cool. And I didn't completely comprehend everything that happened in the movie. The second watch through, I would say my thoughts of the movie went way up because I started like putting stuff together a lot more.
Mm.
But yeah, going back to your thoughts, Quinn, on it being too slow, like I guess I get that, and that's almost one of the things I like about it because I I like how it's almost like so many sci-fi movies. I feel like that they're like overly dramatic. Star Wars being a perfect example. I feel like it gets overly the new ones, especially the new ones. Like it just feels like everything's overblown and over dramatic, and it's got to be just a wild fucking ride the whole time. And I appreciate the way this
Mm.
movie kind of flows and how the story's told. It almost the way it's shot and stuff. It's almost like it's at first. It's almost like I'm not even watching a sci-fi movie. But I love the
How
way this.
so? How do you mean like it's not like because to me they started with those like planetary shots, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I felt
Not
like from
that.
the beginning. Oh,
Yeah,
go.
not. No, it's not that it's not like visually showing me sci-fi things. Just the
Oh,
way that the
right.
first like part plays out. It plays out to me like a slow moving kind of drama almost, or like. Uh, and I just feel like it does that a lot better, the drama part, than most other movies in this genre I've watched. And I just feel like it comes off as such a great movie. That combined with the almost like the tempered costume design, like they didn't take it too far. I felt like it really kept me grounded in everything.
Yeah,
I
I mean, the
can see
more
where
you,
you. Oh, go ahead, Quinn.
go ahead. Good. I was gonna
No,
say
no.
I'm starting to understand, the other perspective, and I am, getting it a little more. I still think I still have kind of the same thoughts about it, but I do have a kind of a better appreciation for what you're talking about, and I don't know if it's the first plot line, right? Because essentially there's like one and a half plot lines, right? There's
Yeah.
the first plot, and then they cut the second half like right off right at the beginning of it. So I don't know if it's like this the first plot line just wasn't intriguing enough for me. And then I also, to be fair, I was also keeping track of time, and every once in a while I would see how long was left in the movie. So I think that was kind of playing into it too. And I'm like, how are they gonna do this with this little time?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's how. So I think I probably did that in bad faith as well. So
Yeah,
that's
I
just kind
sound
of what I
I
was
sound
thinking
like a
about.
broken record saying it, but like I didn't pay attention to the time at all. I was like, I'm just gonna let this be an immersive experience because I love Dune so much. And then it just like the credits roll, and I'm like, what? Like that's the best part. I was wait like the they didn't even do the
Yeah.
best part. Yeah,
They were like taking you right up to see it. They're like, okay, you're gonna get there now, and I'm like, oh, it's
yeah.
over.
They also cut out a very scene that is very near and dear to the fans because basically when the Atreides land on Arrakis, they get there right and they like get their shit set up like they they secure the perimeter right and then they basically like have a big dinner and it's just like a big scene where like all the characters are together and everything on the surface seems very normal but like underneath it all like there's a lot of shit going on like there's a lot of palace intrigue and then after that dinner the whole thing breaks down right and his father gets assassinated and they have to flee and they get invaded and all this shit happens but yeah they didn't do that scene and it's so funny that like such a stupid like they didn't have the dinner party scene and like that was like a very I don't know. I feel like it. I feel like it was kind of a missed opportunity, but I also feel like it was kind of a good decision because it it just serves to add a lot more exposition in the book when I feel like they were kind of just trying to not. I feel like they were specifically trying to not lay everything out in excruciating detail. They were just like, let's go through it and we'll pick out the best parts or the parts we want or whatever. But I liked it, but it felt a little bit unfinished to me. And not just because it ended shortly. It just felt soon. It just felt like, I don't know. It just felt like they didn't get to make the movie they wanted to make or something. And this was like
So when you say the movie they wanted to make, like you think they wanted to include more?
It just felt like a movie that they cut a lot out of.
Gotcha.
And that and it was a movie that I do know like had a lot of delays, right? It was supposed to come out in 2020 and then COVID happened and they were like, they were like, well, we're not going to do it because no one can go to the theaters. And they kind of kept waiting for everything and then they were just like, well, okay, whatever. I guess we'll just release this part of it now. But I still think it was great. I felt like the creators get some fundamental aspects of Dune. Let me think. Yeah, but I don't know. They're gonna do this one and Messiah, I guess.
Oh, they are. That's the confirmed thing?
Their sci-fi series in 2000 did the first three, right? So Dune, Messiah, and then this Forgotten Gem, Children of Dune, which actually isn't that bad. But yeah.
How do you guys feel about the voice stuff? Like the controlling of the voice? I thought that was a really cool concept. I liked that whole thing. It was interesting to me.
Yeah, it's precursor to the Force in Star Wars, right? It's the same thing.
I guess my one question with that, and again, like I assume this will maybe be explained more in detail later. It's just like, okay, this is just something Bene Gesserit can do, or maybe some of them, maybe all of them, I don't know. But it just feels like I don't really fully understand what the Bene Gesserit are supposed to be. It just seems like they're this secret organization that influences politics behind the scenes, but like in what way and how seems to be a little unclear.
Oh, gotcha.
And for that matter, how they even have those powers to begin with.
They are basically, if you can imagine, sci-fi eugenicists that are also witches. That's basically what they are. They're not just like, they're an organization that are basically witches. The voice is like mystical. Like it's not you can't break it down to like some scientific basis. Like it's like a skill that whatever you have to learn. It's like part of the universe, but like it takes a lot of skill to do it. And basically they're the organization that has monopolized that. And also what they're doing, their goal, which is actually a hidden goal that like nobody really knows about. So that's, I guess I didn't say anything about it, but they're trying to breed the Messiah into existence that will like unite all of the universe. And, that's sort of a central question of Dune is throughout this, like, is Paul Atreides the Messiah?
And it's mentioned in that scene where he talks to the, I don't know what her name is, but the lady who tests him and puts his hand in the box. Because it's after they leave there. Either way, his mother mentions it. Like some think that he's very near and some think he's already here or whatever. So like they do like bring up that point.
Right.
But it's like with everything in this movie, right? They're not trying to just spew it all out there. They just barf it all out directly in text. Like we've set up this situation so you can describe the exact plot to us right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say the original Dune movie, which I have not seen. Do we have any comparisons?
I was gonna watch it before this podcast, but I still haven't seen it.
So my thought of not watching it was I don't I know some stuff about the Dune story, but I almost didn't want to waste watching that movie. I'd rather wait for this one to come out and kind of watch that.
That's probably a good idea, I think, because I think it really does suck. Like it's not that.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's really
bad. My dad, who read the Dune right when it came out, and was like got all his friends together to go watch Dune. when it first came out.
Sure.
Was a big bummer, he said.
Yeah.
They were like making fun of him. Like, why would you take us to this movie? So I was just curious if anybody had watched it and if there was any comparisons, but it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, I've done that before. Make all your friends watch a movie, and then like it's like, oh no, it's called Tokyo
Makes you look
Tribe.
bad.
You should watch it.
Oh God! Just do yourself a favor. Just make sure you're not watching it in like a party setting.
Yeah,
or
don't
something
do
like
that. Yeah, forgot about the opening scene, but you should watch Tokyo Tribe. Sorry, back to Dune. So my least favorite part about this movie was probably Jason Momoa. I don't have any problem with Jason Momoa, but in this movie, I felt like his performance was kind of weak, almost like his character felt out of place compared to most of the other ones. And I don't know if it was just like it's like the way he said his lines. It was like I don't know, something about him didn't fit to me. It just felt weird. He felt off from the rest of the characters. Did you guys get any vibes of that, or he just blended in for you?
I thought he felt perfect. I thought he was great.
Yeah, could be just a me thing.
I feel like the only reason like he stands out is because I feel like he was I feel like all the other characters are pretty subdued.
Mm-hmm.
But Jason Momoa's characters seems a little bit more animated compared to the rest of the cast.
Yeah, right.
So he brought an energy that I feel like the others didn't, which honestly, considering, the drama, the somberness of it, maybe that was actually needed.
Yeah, maybe it's fine.
Well, do you guys remember where we left off with him? His character's name, by the way, is Duncan Idaho, which is a dumb name. I'd rather prefer to say Jason Momoa, but where did we end with him in the movie? Where was he at the end of the movie?
He got in that fight in the hallway and killed a bunch of the sardines, and then and then he was killed. He was overtaken by the plague of sardines.
And was that it?
Yeah, I mean, he was basically holding them off so everybody could escape.
Right. So he did he took one for the team, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, he looked like he was dead, and then he like rose from the dead and was able to like stop them for a little longer because they were breaching the door with the laser.
Right, because he's like Ninja Warrior basically.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I felt like the weirdest thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I want to keep talking about that character, but how long do I have to wait before the next movie comes out? Because I don't want to ruin anything for anybody.
November
end of next year, yeah.
Of 2023.
Yep.
Oh shit, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, at least for me, it's like the weirdest thing about Jason Momoa being in this movie was that he didn't have a beard. The only time in history I feel like I've seen him beardless, clean shaven. Like, who are you?
Yeah, more like Jason No Moa beard. That's a bad one.
I appreciate it though.
Yeah.
Another scene I loved was when they arrived on the sandy planet and like they're like in the dark. And then it like opens up, and then you kind of like it's like when you're waking up in the morning and the morning light kind of comes on your face, and you just like you see all the sand just blow in, and it looks like a shitty sandy like hellscape. It's not like a beautiful sandy place. I love the way they make that feel like they're just coming into this like pit of death, because it just feels like a shitty place when they go in. Like as soon as they open it, it's like the light after they've been sitting in the dark, and then they walk out and there's just like heavy wind blowing with sand everywhere. I feel like I like the way that's portrayed. I feel like typically you'd see it portrayed just like a nice sunny day in the sand. But I feel like the way that's portrayed, they like portray it as like a deadly kind of unforgiving place.
Yeah, it is. It's the only place in the universe besides the planet of the sardines where they like the planet itself is so like the Sardaukar are supposed to be like the elite. They're like the Marines of the galaxy. Dune is the only place in the galaxy where literally just living on that planet and living among the people that live there will make you hard enough and tough enough as a person to go up against like the best soldiers in the universe. Out of necessity, you have to fight to eke out an existence on that planet. And so as a result, like the Fremen culture that develops is like they're very warlike. And we didn't really get into that though. We just started to enter their culture in the movie.
Yeah, we got a little glimpse of it with the little duel that Paul had.
Did he have a duel at the end with somebody?
Yeah.
The Fremen guy.
Oh, Stilgar. Joaquin Phoenix. Right? So the character is Stilgar, right? But the guy was not Joaquin Phoenix?
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember his name.
But yeah, he has to fight that guy, you know, in their ritual battle thing where he challenges him. Right. And then he has to kill him.
But he doesn't kill him.
Oh, but he does.
He does.
He does?
Yeah.
He does. She tries not to, but then
I need to rewatch this movie.
No option.
I really got to rewatch the movie, I think.
Yeah. He had him beat like a few times, and then he decided not to slit his throat because he didn't want to kill him.
Right.
And then the dude was getting pissed off at him because he wasn't killing him.
Right.
And so then he finally killed him.
So Joaquin Phoenix was so it's not Stilgar. It's someone else. Yeah, I remember this.
The character's name is it Jamis or Jamis?
That sounds right.
Jamis, I think.
Basically, he's just the meat bag. He comes in and fights the meat bag, and then beats him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Makes sense.
Stilgar, even like I said, was he toying with him? Because like he had so many opportunities to kill him, and he's like, what the hell is he doing? And then his mom's like, well, he's never killed anybody before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right. It's an interesting. Yeah. Dune's one of those interesting stories where the hero goes on the quest with their mother. Kind of says a lot about Frank Herbert and maybe some of the mother issues he had. Because it's very rare, it's very strange, but yeah, they go on that quest, and man, there's so much shit that happens that I want to talk about, but I can't talk about. We're talking about the movie. So, movie was great. Some things that I thought were poorly explained. Something that was brought up earlier this week on Colton's other podcast was like why, right? That was the only thing I didn't really feel like why is this conflict happening, you know, at all?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do the Harkonnens want? That's something I thought that was kind of poorly fleshed out, but I'm sure that, you know, I think that can be, you know, rectified in future movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from
also, sorry, go for it.
From other stuff, from other stuff I had seen on the, I had looked at some other stuff like going into kind of doing the movie, and there was some of it went into the idea that like, the Atreides were like, the father. What's the father's name?
The father is the father is Leto. My last name.
Leto. So Leto Atreides was like seen as like favorable among the houses, and he was gaining too much power was kind of the reason. That's what I had kind of been led to believe from the stuff I looked at, but I haven't read the books, but that's what it would suggest.
That's what it kind of mentioned in the movie too, was like the Emperor was worried about the Atreides becoming too powerful and then essentially overthrowing him. So he wanted to take them out of the equation.
But the reality is that the Atreides are totally loyal to the Emperor. Like they wouldn't betray the Emperor. It's actually the Harkonnens, the ones that need to be. So I feel like I'm just trying to remember.
But I thought the Emperor was in collusion though with killing the Atreides family off.
That's what it seemed like to me too.
But I really think he was more so manipulated into creating that situation because basically there's a council, right? That's like they have in Dune, they have this Frank Herbert. What a goofball. He just would pick up dictionaries of random languages and just find words and just throw them into his universe. He did no work in terms of language creation. You know, J.R.R. Tolkien wrote his Lord of the Rings, 40, 50 years before Dune came out and created not just fully formed languages, but fully formed language families, right? And wholly fleshed out languages with vocabularies and grammars. And histories and cultural stories, and he did all that. And Frank Herbert literally just was like, well, I think that the Fremen live in the desert, so their language is Arabic. So he got an Arabic dictionary, and all of like the Fremen language is literally Arabic. He throws in like a couple Hungarian words in there and shit like that because that took his fancy one day. And then, but the council that rules the universe is called the Landsraad, which is literally means like the council of like lands in like Dutch and Danish and like all these Germanic languages. It's a literal. And so he really, I think that's a flaw that's deep in the Duneverse itself, where the some of the universe creation is very flimsy to me. But I think that, you know, in that kind of way, like not focusing so much on like the language and the text is probably a good thing about the movie.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I was just gonna say about kind of the different factions involved. It seemed like there's like the Imperium, which was like all of the houses together, and then they'd meet with the Emperor. And so the Emperor seemed like he kind of was like split in half. So you had the Emperor and then you had the houses, and then everybody kind of would, you know, come together and make decisions. And it was more of like a balance thing of like, how do we not have one of the houses become so powerful that it overthrows all the different houses and the Emperor? So
well,
the
reality was in the Landsraad, the Atreides and the Harkonnens were basically the only powerful houses at that point. All the other houses were total vassals, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
So basically, the Harkonnens are like the Atreides are their only enemy, and then conversely, the Atreides are you know. And I have to go through this again and check, but for some reason this is triggering a memory in like the Dune, and this is also great. Like at the end of the original Dune book, there's all these appendices where he just wrote all this, like, here's the ecology of the planet and here's like how this works. I'm pretty sure that if I remember correctly, the houses are so that basically Dune Arrakis is the only planet in the whole galaxy that produces spice, and spice is the thing that enables interstellar travel. And so the Landsraad basically splits up, basically like nobody can just have that planet, right? Like it, and different houses are allowed to like occupy and like mine, and other houses have like mining rights, right? So like even when the Harkonnens were mining, I'm pretty sure there were still like other houses that were like sending in to get like little supplies of spice, right? But anyways, I think that I'm starting to seem to remember that transition was actually more mundane than we would think. That it was just like, now the Emperor says it's time. It's like the Harkonnens they've lived in the planet they've been mining spice for like 80 years, you know. Like it's time for somebody else to occupy.
That's kind of how it's portrayed in the movie, right? Because they come and they sign papers, like a whole formal thing, and then they go. Like that's
right.
That's how it's like.
It's like transference of rights and ownership, but it's like just according to like what legally is defined in the galaxy. Gotcha. And Herbert loved that. He loved the political intrigue, and that's really the strength of Dune. I think the sci-fi stuff is really cool, and it's set 10,000 years in the future. The interesting thing about Dune being it's in our timeline. We are the ancestors of Dune, like according to Frank Herbert.
I've always kind of felt like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We are the ancestors of Dune, and of course, Herbert mentioned the only person from our world that he mentioned in his book that we recognize, of course, was Hitler. But he's like, he talks all about how like he's like, oh, we found these ancient records from like the earliest records of civilization, and there was this leader that was so powerful and did all this stuff, and he writes it in a way, it's so obvious what he's doing, right? He writes it in a way where you are supposed to sympathize, or you're supposed to think that this leader was awesome and like a great military leader. Yeah. But then of course at the end the punchline is like, but it was Hitler. And like that also solidifies like, oh, okay, like this is literally in our universe.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of gimmicky. and he did a lot of that kind of stuff in his writing. But I think that the movie, in a broad sense, felt to me kind of like a love letter to the book. It's kind of like the best parts, but the creators understand the basics. My favorite part, I think, was the shot of the burning hand. At the beginning, when Paul has to do the test, right, where he has to put his hand in the thing.
Yeah, it feels,
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that shot, like that is so. I don't know what about it, but it was just like, because in the book you have like no idea what's happening and you're learning as it's going on. Same thing in the movie, right?
Yeah.
But
right.
I just thought that shot was like so beautiful. They did it so perfectly.
Mhm.
And that the way that scene played out, where like I really felt like I was in his psyche.
Well, overall, like I think I'm still on my S ranking. I think this is probably one of the best sci-fi movies in my opinion. Yeah. Where are you guys at?
I'll give it an A-.
That's not. Yeah, that's. It's got to be an A or a B plus.
Yeah, I didn't say it earlier, but I would give Sea Beast a B+ and Dune an A-.
So is an A minus an A?
No, an A- is an A-. An A-.
There is no A minus.
Oh, there isn't.
So it's B plus or A?
I give it a B+.
Okay.
And that sucks. I can't give it an A-. I wanted to give it like a 92. You know. But anyways, what about you guys?
Probably an A. But
what's your rating, guys?
I'm a little torn.
Where are you at?
I'm kind of with Josh. I'm kind of like right there between a B+ and an A. I think I lean more A. I mean, I like this movie. I did. I'm definitely looking forward to the next parts. Hopefully, have more. See more of the story. Have more answers of the Dune universe. Or the Duneverse, as Josh referred to it early.
Yeah, that is the correct term from the 1960s, and we got to continue it in circulation.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
People have been saying that since the beginning.
All right, we'll title this episode "The Duneverse."
Oh man, dude, the Duneverse is so vast, though. We're talking about such a small part of the Duneverse. You should title it like "Pieces of the Duneverse." Yeah. Anyways, so Kudrow, you're in like what? A-, B+.
I'm gonna say A. I'll give it the A. And we'll.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll give it.
I feel like I don't know if I'm just on it being influenced by peer pressure, but I feel like I need to change mine to an A because it was good. I can't give it it shouldn't. The letter grade should be an A. I'm going to A.
Okay.
Not
an
S though.
It's all right. Quinn's gonna knock it down here for us.
So I was originally gonna go with a C+, but the more we talk about it, I'm gonna give it a B. I'll give it a B. Yes, I'll be
very generous.
Wow.
I
don't know if you really feel that way. I don't know if you really feel
I do. I feel like your hatred of Star Wars is just.
I know, dude. I don't know. You
manifesting it in your.
I don't know where it happened. I used to love Star Wars. Like when I was a kid, like I loved the first 3 Star Wars movies. But
was it when you reached the age of reason?
No, I think it was the 3 movies. The last
new ones?
Yeah, the new 3 movies. I think that's what really just.
Well, that is some of the worst Star Wars content on the market right now. So you really got to
argue it's the worst Star Wars content on the market.
Yeah, I mean, of all time, probably.
Yeah.
Probably not all time though. I got worse.
At some point we will do a draft of the worst Star Wars content.
Dude, I am. Yeah, Colton.
There's a lot of content there, though.
Yeah,
well, that's why you do a draft of the worst Star Wars content. But we already have one planned for today, so we can't do it today.
Yeah. But you guys, the problem is the worst Star Wars content. Like no one's seen it, but it is. You can view it, and
the Christmas special.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about Ewoks. I'm talking about. You've never seen Ewoks, have you? That shit is insane.
Or weren't they in episode 6?
What are you talking about?
They were in Return of the Jedi, and then shortly thereafter, George Lucas authorized a series of TV specials, which are horrible mid-'80s sitcoms just set on Endor with Ewoks. They make no sense. Most of it is just like Ewoks squeaking at each other, and then like a couple very like incredibly annoying children who cannot act saying lines. That's like some of the worst stuff out there. Holiday Special I kind of enjoy because it's so hated now.
I've never seen it. I have no idea what.
Plus it has the cartoon at the end that introduced Boba Fett.
Oh,
And I mean,
well, there you go.
If you were around in 1979, it was. I mean, people loved Boba Fett from the beginning because he's been a mystery. He was introduced in the Holiday Special. Nobody knew anything about him. Then he shows up in Empire Strikes Back, and he just has the coolest costume ever. Anyways, we're talking about Star Wars. We're not supposed to be talking about.
All right, we'll go on to our segments for this week. So a new segment we're debuting this week, the Steam Review of the Week. So Quinn has a Steam review that it's the best Steam review of the week, but also Kudrow and I do not know what game it is. So we will make an attempt to guess what game this review is for. So
you can have Josh guess as well.
Josh couldn't guess.
So just to clarify, it's not necessarily a review from this week. It's just a review that I found while scrolling through Steam, just because I've had some fun going through Steam reviews before, so I thought it'd be
this week. Yep.
Right.
All right.
So this review is from Trio Big Mac Bacon. He recommends this game. He's played it for 7.6 hours, which isn't a lot. But it was one of the most upvoted reviews. So the review goes, if you like to never go outside and if you only want to play the same game for 12 hours a day, then this is for you. One of my friends plays this. Lasagna is his name. It's been a whole year since he's touched a woman. God bless his soul. 10 out of 10 would let it steal my friend again.
There's no information about the actual game.
World
of
Warcraft final answer.
That is a good guess.
But it's not on Steam.
Kudrow, that's aside the point. I'm making the most quality guess here.
How do we want to structure it? Do we want to go like one by one, or do we want to like just say like everybody has a guess at once?
Do we just say it all at once?
Go ahead.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, just go ahead and go one by one. Just throw your guess out there for what game.
So Colton's is World of Warcraft.
Yep.
Mine is I had one in my head.
Wait. Well, I was gonna say, should I give you like some sort of like way to narrow it down, like the type of game, maybe?
Yeah, you can tell us the genre. What's the Steam genre tags? Or a couple of them.
Let me pull it up. So it is an MMO.
Oh,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
New World.
New
World. Final answer. New World.
Okay, we got New World from Colton.
Final answer. New World.
At first, I was gonna say SimCity 2000, but I guess are any of the Sims games on Steam?
Yeah, EA.
Yes.
EA games are on Steam now. Yeah.
Sims 4 is on.
Are those? Do those count as MMOs?
No.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with SimCity 2000.
Okay, good guess.
All right, Kudrow, what do you got?
Okay. I've been hearing a lot about it lately because I have a buddy's dad who plays it. And we already mentioned talked about Star Wars earlier, so I will say Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Okay, those are all pretty good guesses.
They're going to be Final Fantasy 14, the other MMO we didn't guess.
No. That would have actually been a good guess.
Yeah. It is similar to New World according to Steam.
Okay.
Also to Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh,
the game is a classic game.
RuneScape.
It's RuneScape. Yeah.
Oh, of course it is.
I could have said that.
So
that's great.
That was a funny one.
Yeah, well,
saying it
I guess.
Out loud.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. No points for anyone this week. So the other segment we have this week is the segment we started last week, Top Tier. So last week we selected we created a tier of Stranger Things characters. This week we are going to all draft a tier of Mario Kart characters.
Oh shit! Any Mario Kart? What Mario Kart?
Well, the newest one, which I believe has all the old ones in it, as far as I know.
But is this just like our preference, or it's like our it's just like should we have played this game? Are we like
you're trying to create? I mean, you've played old Mario Kart before, right?
I've played.
You're trying to create the top tier of Mario Kart characters, and then people to vote on and say this is the best tier created. So you're going to draft characters. So once somebody else takes it, you can't then take that character. So we'll go in a snake draft.
Oh, interesting.
So Josh, since you're the guest, we'll let you go first, and then we'll just go clockwise around our.
So I mean, can I take Mario?
Yes, we will draft. We'll say 3 characters each. We'll draft 3 characters each. So it's a snake draft. So it'll go 4, then back to 1. So you take Mario. Kudrow, you're up next.
I mean, I guess I'll take my favorite Mario character, Luigi.
And with that, Mario and Luigi are out.
Luigi is my favorite, so that's a bummer.
Damn, I'm Bowser all the way.
You shouldn't have told me that.
I'll go with Waluigi. He gets a lot of play, He's a pretty good meme character. So
he's going for the
like
Gen
Waluigi.
Z vote.
Dude, have you memes?
Quinn, have you heard of have you heard of that book that's about there's like someone wrote a book about it's called like I We Waluigi. It's like about how Waluigi it's like postmodern semiotics, and it's how like Waluigi is like the ultimate contemporary man because he has no identity of his own, but he's totally formed by identities of other people around him. Like he has his identity is 100% based on a reflection of other people. At any rate, okay, so we got.
Yeah, no, I haven't read that, but I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you're on the Discord, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'll find a quote. Post it there. All right, what do you got, Colton?
Great. Josh will post that in our Discord. Join our Discord.
It's worthwhile.
So I'll take Toadstool, my classic from the N64 days. And then, since this is a snake draft and I have the next pick, and I know who Josh's favorite character is, I'll take Bowser.
Good call.
Low blow.
So, funny thing, Toadstool's not in Mario Kart 8.
What? He's on the character
actually very
list.
Interesting.
He's on the character list. I'm looking at it right now.
Am I missing him?
Toadstool. Yeah, he's on there. Listen, they wouldn't go and take.
You talking about Toad?
Yeah, that's his full name.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about. I was thinking of what's his name, the old Toad.
The old Toad?
Yeah,
who's the old Toad? I don't know.
I'm blanking on his name.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, he's in
Togepi?
No,
Togepi.
Anyway,
there's so many. They created so many toadstools.
I'll go with Yoshi.
Okay.
That's who I was gonna take.
Really
solid.
Interesting.
Let me think. Let's see. I'm trying to look at a list right now.
Yeah, I need to like see these.
Let me see.
I'll put it in the Discord.
Oh, they're like DLC characters. God, that feels like cheating.
You remember the characters from Mario Kart?
Not all of them.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I haven't played Mario Kart in so many years.
Oh my gosh.
I actually was playing a lot like a year ago.
Oh
I actually think the last time I played a Mario Kart game was when the 64 was still out.
Oh my gosh, really?
Whoa.
I've played the newest one.
Yeah, that I can show my age at the same time.
Nice.
I just put the character list in a picture of the character list into the general chat.
Nice.
Oh, you got Link in here? That feels like cheating.
Yeah, dude.
They've added some DLC. They added Link. They have added what's her name from Super Mario Galaxy, Rosalina.
Oh yeah.
The lady with the star earrings.
Yeah, they got the villagers in there.
All right, Kudrow, who do you want?
Seeing the Inklings. I mean, I almost feel like it's cheating, but I'm gonna take Link.
What a terrible pick. That's not even a real Mario Kart character. That's embarrassing. That's
Link
embarrassing.
Is iconic. And you know what? Especially in Breath of the Wild, when you can get the oh god, what's it called? The Z cycle or something like that. It's like that tells me Link's got mad riding skills right there.
Yeah, that's not Mario Kart. Hashtag not my Mario Kart. All right, Josh, you're up again.
All right, I'm
You
gonna
get
take
two
the.
picks, Josh.
I get 2 picks. Well, I'm gonna start out by taking the septic and libertarian version of Mario, Wario.
Okay.
I think that's a perfect description. Septic and libertarian. All right, so I have.
Yeah, one pick left. This is your last
I
pick.
know. I gotta look. I'm looking at these. Okay, so that's good. And I'm gonna take. Shit. Like, you guys. What else do I take here? I'm gonna take.
You
I'm gonna
got the
take Peach.
Shy Guy.
I'm gonna take Peach. No, I'm taking Peach.
You don't want Peach.
Dude, I mean, I'm at this point, I'm going for thematic. I got Mario.
You got a pretty good. If you had Bowser.
I know.
Luckily,
no, dude,
I stole him.
no, dude. I'll take Donkey Kong.
Wait, you don't want Peach on Donkey
That's a
Kong?
solid pick.
Oh, fuck Peach, dude. She's essentially the same as Mario, just the girl version, right?
Wow.
What?
I got.
What?
No, wait, no. I already have Mario. I already have Wario, so I can't take Donkey Kong.
Oh my gosh. This is who
I
you
guess,
want.
I guess I'll take. Oh, I'll take. Oh, I got it. I'll take Boo, the ghost.
All right, that's a good pick. King Boo, I think it is. Is that
Yeah,
King
King
Boo?
Boo. Hell yeah, King Boo.
All right, Kudrow, your last pick.
I was about to say I'm a little torn between two because I could go Rosalina, but I think I'm gonna take my boy Shy Guy.
It's a good one.
All right, Quinn, your last pick.
See, I think I gotta go Dry Bones.
I love that
Alright.
name.
Solid pick.
Yeah.
And then for my last pick, I will take Peach.
Oh,
Yeah, because you have what, Bowser and Toad. Yeah, so you kind of need Peach.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can have it.
I'm going to post these in chat. Message us your vote for the best one. Quinn, do you want to go on to our gaming and news topics?
Yeah. So let me pull it up. So I believe it was just announced yesterday. Discord is now going to be on Xbox,
Oh yeah, I saw
which
that.
has been kind of a thorn in the side of console gaming with integrating with PC gaming.
Right.
There
you ever-
are.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going
Okay.
to say there is a third-party application that allows you to essentially integrate Discord onto your Xbox that I've tried using before. That was pretty spotty. So it
Mhm.
would work sometimes, but then it would just cut out, and so it really wasn't reliable.
So I've
So-
played games before on Xbox with people from my computer. And what you can do is you can get the Xbox app on your computer and then you
Right.
can join a party, but it sucks. It's like there's no settings you can edit whatsoever. Like one time I was like, can I like edit the volume on my mic? You can't. You really can't do anything with it, but there was a way to do it. So we played some cross-platform games with some friends on Xbox and it did work. But yeah, the Discord's going to be way better for that.
Right. I think there's a party size stipulation too with Xbox. I've played Halo with a few of my friends on Xbox parties. It would be nice to just be able to have everybody in one chat though, instead of having to leave Discord to go to Xbox. And
Yeah.
I do know there is one caveat with this, and that is I believe you need to use your phone as well as like
Oh.
a tether almost. I believe I haven't gotten too far into it, but
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Weird.
So
Huh.
I'll look into it a little more and see how that goes, because both of my brothers play Xbox, and I,
Yeah,
want to
that'd be
get
a
them in the
cool
Discord.
feature
so it'd
then,
be
yeah,
nice
right.
to
Make it better for you.
get in there. Right. So I'll probably report back on that, but I just thought that was really cool. And
Yeah. Well,
sorry, PS or PlayStation players. I don't
So-
know what's going on with them.
Sony has a deal. They had an agreement with Discord like from a year ago, but it didn't actually bring Discord chat. It just brought like Discord statuses.
Okay.
So you'd think maybe they'll get that too eventually, but it would be nice if it all kind of goes into that. But
Right.
who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. So I guess if you're an Xbox player and you got some PC friends, that'll be pretty nice. Otherwise, you can use Discord on your phone. It's just obviously a hassle because then you have to be on speakerphone while you're playing. And I think the nicest thing with obviously having Discord is you can hear a party chat, but also your game audio.
Your game sound,
time.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've done Discord with like sitting on my couch with like earbuds in. It's okay, but
Right.
not what you want.
So it looks like things are going in the right direction, I guess. So that's that story. I noticed a story about Ubisoft, which we talked a little bit about how the digital versus hard copies last week. And it looks like this article from Kotaku about kind of the similar things with them dropping Assassin's Creed. I forget what game it was. Assassin's Creed, one of the Assassin's Creed games that they're essentially taking off of Steam. Now they're delaying a bunch of games and cutting a game, I believe.
Yeah, they canceled a couple.
Yeah, so I know they delayed the new Avatar game, the James Cameron Avatar. So I don't know when that was supposed to be released. I assume it was supposed to come out with the new Avatar movie.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But overall, it just seems like Ubisoft is having some trouble. So
yeah, and that's kind of the way it is now, where these companies have to hit really big on some releases or else they're just not making profit. But
right.
Yeah, part of that's probably just because of the cost of game development at this point.
Yep.
I know another big one was Ghost Recon Battle Royale that they had planned that they scrapped, which I assume was kind of supposed to be a competitor with like Fortnite and Call of Duty.
Do you wonder if that was solely based on like a financial issue, we need to cancel this now, or if it was kind of like a maybe battle royales aren't gonna be hot in like 6 months to a year. Like maybe we missed the boat.
Right.
And then I think they're coming out with a new Call of Duty one, correct? Aren't they coming out with a new Warzone essentially?
Yeah, so the new
you got to compete with that.
Modern Warfare it's not remastered, but it's the next gen Modern Warfare 2 game is supposed to come out with a new Warzone game mode as well.
Right.
I know Ghost Recon, their past, I forget what game it was. There was a new Ghost Recon that just did not do well, and I'm wondering if they've just kind of given up on Ghost Recon. There was, I forget what it was called, but it was like you drop in on an island or something like that, and you have to like fight this warlord guy using like he used like drones and stuff like that. That just did not get good reviews. So I also do know that the gaming industry is probably on the brink of recession, just due to the huge growth that they had over the past 2 years, say, starting with COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was inside, and so all these companies just started pumping out content.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's expected. It's because like sales are contracting a little bit this year compared to the past couple overall. But I still feel like long term, it's probably still has growth potential looking at like 5 years ahead. Yeah, and I mean, it feels like with some of the games as a service, like if you can make one that gains traction, then there's a lot of profitability to be had. But then like looking at like Ubisoft, if you're not hitting something, then, and you've seen it a lot lately with companies that, I mean, I guess you've seen it through gaming more than just lately, but where companies miss a few times in a row, and then all of a sudden this company that made amazing games 5 to 10 years ago is like going to fold. I mean, look at like how bad Capcom was pretty bad off from what you heard until Monster Hunter World came out, and then Monster Hunter World blew up and made them. And then like now look at Capcom with everything that's coming out, like with their success with the recent Resident Evil remasters. Like it's amazing how quickly that can turn around if you can hit on something.
Devil May Cry 5 did really well too, as I recall.
Yeah, it's like if you can, it's amazing how quickly, like if you can catch that or catch like a games as a service game, like an online game that has some kind of additional money, like profit
Mhm.
in there built in for people to keep playing. Like you see companies hit on that, and then all of a sudden everything's golden for them. So yeah, I guess maybe a recession, but I still feel like the companies that have those hits are going to keep going. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, I mean, from Ubisoft's perspective, maybe it's more of a downsizing recession's
Right.
coming.
Maybe they're trying to
So
protect themselves. Sure.
right, they have invested this amount of money when the overall investment could continuously go up, and they might not see the revenue that they're looking for
Well,
to
yeah,
back
and
that up.
this Kotaku article you're referring to as well at the end, like they go over the games that Ubisoft has for the rest of this year, and it's like the Mario plus Rabbids game,
Right.
and it was like one other game that didn't see. Oh, the I can't remember what it was, but it did not look very interesting. So
Yeah, and I know that's not just a Ubisoft problem. I know it's even trickling into like esports and sports gaming journalism and stuff like that.
yeah,
Where I know Dallas, I think the local Dallas newspaper,
Mhm.
or the national Dallas newspaper, I should say, they laid off a bunch of gaming journalists. A couple of esports organizations just laid off a bunch of employees. And a lot of them had just gotten jobs, I guess. So it's like, it seems like with the overall recession and the huge growth that the gaming
yeah,
industry saw due to COVID, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because it could be a
sure,
steep drop off, I think.
yeah,
So,
gotcha.
but
Whatever happened to Rareware?
They got bought by Microsoft in the 2000s.
Yeah,
A long time ago. They got bought by Microsoft.
they're just not, and they're not producing anything anymore, right? They're just folded into whatever Microsoft is doing.
They're a micro. I mean, I don't know the
You
specifics.
ever see you ever see like a game that's like a Rareware game coming out anymore?
They were absorbed into Microsoft. I don't know if the Microsoft studio is still called Rareware. I mean, Microsoft has a ton of internal studios at this point.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. I'm trying to think the last Rareware thing that would have been.
Probably Diddy
don't know.
Kong Racing. Just kidding.
No, I'm not sure
Yeah.
what the status is of Rareware actually, but
Yeah.
yeah. Do we have
No,
any
I'm looking
other
for
news topics here?
I was just kind of wondering what games were actually produced by Rareware now that they were mentioned. It looks like the last one that I'm seeing was Sea of Thieves, and that was back in 2018.
Oh, well then, okay. Well, they're literally running Sea of Thieves currently. Sea of Thieves is currently a successful game they just came out with a new season, or they're coming out with a new season of Sea of Thieves. That was a game I actually thought we should consider for our group media experience at some point. It looks pretty fun, but yeah, that's still a successful game. I didn't realize that was Rareware.
That is Rareware.
There you go, Josh. They're making Sea of Thieves.
Dude, that is supposed to be a good game, right?
So when it first came out, Sea of Thieves was kind of said to be thin and it didn't have a lot, and it was kind of like you played it for a while and it was cool, but then there wasn't much else to do. It's been out for a while and they've been working on it, and the word now is that there's content to it and it has a following. And it's enough to where I'm interested to try it out now. And like back then before, I was like, I don't need to play this, but all the stuff I've heard about it, at some point in the next year, I will probably try that game out. So.
Yeah, I'm looking for more games. I'm like, I have to play something else besides Rocket League, but I just have a Switch, right? So it's like, what can I don't know. I'm just like kind of lazy, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like this is the perfect place to talk about game recommendations.
So you've already played Zelda. You played a lot of Zelda. I mean, what kind of game do you want? Do you want like an adventure game? Do you want an RPG game? What do you like?
I think that I'm looking for like a multiplayer game, like an MMO. I don't want like a one player. I don't want like a single player.
Switch is a
open
bad
world.
place for that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the Switch doesn't have good online capabilities compared to everything else. I'm trying to think and it's not multi-platform with most things.
Do you have you ever played League of Legends?
I
I don't want to recommend it. I'm saying.
Oh, he's played Pokemon Unite. He's
Pokemon
played
Unite.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say you played that. That's a multiplayer that I
Yeah.
thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
It
that's
kind of just
funny.
makes you want to play League, though. It's like, well, if I played League, this will be better.
Ouch.
That's League of Legends. I've never played it, but that's one of those games where I see it come up in like people talking like as a candidate for like the most toxic fan base of all time. Or, like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It'll
yeah.
run on a toaster, so if you got one of those,
Yeah, I got a toaster. Yeah, no, I know. Colton, you told me that because like Dark Souls 2 was out for the Switch a while back.
Dark Souls Remastered was on the Switch. Kudra?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
Dark
gonna play
Souls-
that. I might be into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Dark Souls great. Highly
I mean,
recommend.
Yeah, I played like 700 hours of Breath of the Wild. So I like kind of got my open world fix for a while with that game, and now I'm
Yeah,
like,
Dark Souls is not open world. It's
oh, it's not.
No,
No.
it's kind of open, but it's not like an open world. It's
Oh, okay.
it's a full world that's like you can walk around and it's all connected, but it's like I don't know what you call it.
Okay, so like if I'm thinking about Dark
Semi-open
Souls,
world.
I wouldn't even
It's
call it
not-
open
no,
world.
it's not
so,
open
like,
world.
so here's the thing, like with Dark
It's an ad-
Souls,
Yeah, go ahead.
you have like you definitely have different areas and you have things that you have to do. But the order that you can really do them in is pretty open-ended in that regard. So I mean, but the thing is though, it's like there are clearly areas intended to be done in an order. So like if you wander into one area that you're not supposed to be in, you're just gonna get killed.
Right, you get wrecked. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very much like I don't want to. The term for me, the term railroading comes to mind, but it's not really railroading. It's just like there's like a
Soft
there's like
gate.
a
It's
there's
what
a
they call
better
it.
order. What is it
Yeah,
called?
soft gating.
Soft
Where
gating.
yeah, because it's not like a hard gate you can't walk through, but good fucking luck getting through here.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like so it's almost like using Dark Souls as an example, like because when you get to the first main hub of the game, you kind of have two paths you can go to. Now, theoretically, if you're good enough, you can walk down either path, but one path is going to be a little easier than the other one.
Yeah,
Right.
first time I played Dark Souls, I spent like 6 hours going the wrong directions. I didn't get very far.
I forgot that I bought the new Lego Star Wars game when it came out, and I played the first three. I played the original trilogy, but I completely forgot that I even have it. Like I haven't played it since then.
So it
It's
sucks.
kinda-
You forgot about it.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
honest.
it's kind of one of these things where I loved it when I first played it, but then it just got really repetitive
Uh-huh.
and kind of boring with what I could do. So it's right now it's just one
Yeah.
of those moments where I'm literally realizing, oh my god, I forgot I have that game. That's bad. It's a bad sign for that game.
Yeah, well, Kudra and I both strongly recommend Dark Souls if you're looking for a.
I might jump into it. I mean, I need something else at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Gotcha.
play Dark Souls. I don't think you'll regret it.
It's supposed
I
to
mean,
be
this
like
whole-
really like punishing, right?
It's
like- I mean, you guys kind of described the soft gate nature of it. I think that maybe refers to what people.
it
are
is very
talking about.
punishing. Yes, it's very
Yeah?
hard. Yeah, but it's
Okay.
fun and it's but would recommend. Did we have any other topics for today, or is that it? I don't have anything else on my end.
I think that's it. Other than if you want to talk about our group media experience.
Yeah. So we're pushing our Monster Hunter World discussion by a week. So instead of next week, we're gonna start we're gonna do Monster Hunter World 2 weeks from now. We're gonna take some more time to play that. Quinn's gonna be off next week. But what we're going to do next week instead is we're going to start our new series, Ranking of Cage. So we're going to work towards creating a complete ranking of Nicolas Cage movies. We're going to complete a full list of Nicolas Cage tier movies. And next week, we're going to start with 2 of those. So we're going to start with the movies Moonstruck and It Could Happen to You. And they're both available on HBO Max. So we encourage you to watch along with us, and we'll come back next week and we'll start our Ranking of Cage series.
Wait, we're gonna watch Moonstruck first.
Yeah.
I just watched Moonstruck.
No,
like a
you
month ago.
didn't.
Yes,
Come on.
Lori. My wife wanted to watch it because she was like looking for a movie, and I was like, "Well, I grew up with Moonstruck, so I don't even need to watch that."
I've never seen it before.
Okay. I'm not gonna say.
I haven't either.
All right, so Moonstruck and It Could Happen to You, both available on HBO Max.
Okay, I haven't seen It Could Happen to You. Yeah, write that
You
down.
can find me on Twitter at Boltron City. You can find Josh on Instagram
at Semanticalities. I'm a reel master. I make great reels, very entertaining. I'll give you your moment of calm. I'll give you your moment of cool. I'll give you your moment of I want to be this person. Follow me.
You can find Kudrow on Twitter at Kudrow's Corner, but I don't think he's ever posted anything.
Yeah,
but
Kudrow.
Yeah, so
you can
Twitter,
find Kudrow right
Twitter's
here.
definitely still a work in progress. I have not done anything. I actually just created it, probably only a couple weeks ago. So it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress.
All right, Quinn. Any handles to throw out there?
Not at this time, no.
All right, you can find Quinn right here next week at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. The audio version uploads to podcast feeds Friday morning on all podcast platforms. If you like the show, give us a follow on Twitch or YouTube. Helps us out the most. Or subscribe on your podcast platform of choice, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.